So what were some of the issues that prompted us to start looking for a new labeling solution? First, the software used for printing labels in the U.S. was technically obsolete. The user interface could not be moved to Windows 7, which is our corporate standard, and the data resided in a database no longer supported by IT. The vendor that wrote the U.S. solution was no longer in business, and no one knew where the source code was. Even if we wanted to modify the old software, we couldn't. Templates were installed at each plant rather than centrally. Although label templates were created at corporate, the templates were sent to the plants for use on their local copies of the label software. Over time, we could not be sure that products leaving our facilities were properly labeled because plants were changing the templates to meet their own requirements. Globally, no group was responsible for product identification and labeling. Some knowledge could be found at the plants, some at corporate, and some in IT. Labels were always a quote-unquote side job for these employees. When label requests came to McCormick, either directly from customers or were driven by new legal and regulatory requirements, there wasn't a clear way to get a new label created or changed. There was little or no oversight by IT. The plants were basically left to their own devices to comply with product identification and labeling requirements. McCormick globally was using software from several different label development vendors and even freeware downloaded from the internet. And labeling software availability is critical for manufacturing, but was not part of the IT disaster recovery plan. If the local copy of the label software failed, the plant could no longer label product.